My name is Abigail. I'm an experimental music artist and composer. The original idea for this new artistic research project came to me when I was visiting Tramuntana, a mountain range in Mallorca. When I arrived at the mountain range, I heard a faint clattering of percussion, and when I walked down the hill, what emerged was a scene. It was a pastoral scene of sheep. From this sound emerged a mirroring between the self and the sheep. And for me, it broke down the categories of alienation between the human and the animal. What came from this first experience then started a whole new research project, which was an interest in how sheep are herded and what kind of relationship the sheep have to the shepherd, as it seems to me to be a very complex relationship. And during my research, I found a shepherding algorithm that was published by the Journal of the Royal Society Interface. And what emerged was an algorithm that they were designing based on shepherding and herding of the sheep, which they were then attuning to also ways to herd human beings in public spaces as well. To inform the decisions for the studies or sonification that I'm doing whilst at the residency, I've spent time in the archives in Albi. So at this point, I have much more questions than answers. The questions that I have kind of been focusing on include what is the logic that links the herding of sheep to humans? What is the tension between the shepherd, the good shepherd, the black sheep, language like this that I also found kind of coming up a lot in the archives as well, a lot of references to religion. Also, how does transhumance relate to both the preservation and the destruction of nature in the region? The reason why I was interested in conducting this research within the framework of the tekhnē residency is because the shepherd has been a complex political actor historically. They have been agitators and resistors of the monarchy, as I mentioned in the Shepherd's Crusade that I found in the research in the archives. They can also be indigenous and land defenders, which leads me to understand that their relationship to our natural, economic and political world is significant. During my residency, I've begun to develop sonic and visual studies using the Shepherd algorithm and sonification. I've been spatializing these on a quad setup. So the quad helps to plot the different axes on the diagram or the graph that I'm sonifying. So this way you can really sense what it could be like if the algorithm is somehow applied to everyday life, and how that might feel like, what it is to embody that feeling, to embody the spatial movement between the shepherd and the sheep being herded.